Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here, as always. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So this is Monday's Love Message. Pick a card extended. So for those of you that chose card number one, we were talking about stabbed in the back. So there was some type of betrayal, some type of breakup that recently happened. There is a sense here of, I don't know, like, again, I'm picking up this energy of at the beginning of this. I don't know, this feels very harsh. Like, this may have been somebody that, again, like at the beginning came in like as a savior, like your knight in shining armor type of energy, but it quickly turned sour. And I don't again, when I say these things, if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. But abuse is coming in very heavy. So physically abuse and physical abuse and mental abuse, where someone would seriously like physically beat the shit out of you and then turn around and try to buy it off with gifts. Also financial abuse here. These are the three main energies again that I'm picking up. With those of you that it was mental abuse, somebody was constantly like gaslighting you, somebody was trying to make you feel like you were going insane. In order for you to depend on them mentally is what I keep seeing. Like they kept pushing you and telling you like, oh, you need to seek help, you need to seek help. They were constantly telling you that you were overreacting to things. For those of you that are financially, it was like a financial abuse thing. Somebody was either not wanting you to work or somebody was having control over your finances. Interesting. You're finally out of this physically, but the road to healing has just begun, my love. And one of the main things that has to happen here is accepting the version of you that was in that situation, having grace, love, and compassion for that version of you. Do not go down this route of like, how could I have been so stupid? How could I have? No, no, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing self-destructive behavior here. And if you have anybody around you that is telling you like, oh, I would never, you know what? I'm glad that you would never. But we're not talking about you right now. We're talking about me. You need to start cutting people directly on their tracks, right? Because I know that sometimes people feel like they're doing the right thing or that they're saying the right thing, but no one knows how they will react or how they will respond in a situation unless it is actively happening to them. And it would have to happen to them in the same exact order, in the same exact shape and form. And no two experiences are ever the same. So there could be two people that are being physically abused, and it may take one the first time that somebody hits you, you walk away. And it may take another person 5 or 6 years to walk away. The dynamics, the conditions that brought each of those persons to those connections are completely different. So during this time, if you have people around you that are judging you, after you've left this connection, I would advise you to somehow make it work and get yourself a therapist to talk about this whole situation with. Because again, I feel here that there is a heavy energy of like getting into this headspace where you start to kind of like hate yourself for putting up with something. And you're needing to address that before it gets worse. All right. This here is about your emotional and mental health, your emotional and mental stability as you're navigating. Because there is this thing where you still, even though you're out of it, even though you know this is the walking away was the best thing, there is still a version of you that is still grieving the loss of the connection. And both things can be true, both things can coexist. But learning how to navigate that space is something that sometimes can be a little challenging. So, asking for help or looking for tools to help you navigate those spaces is something that would really benefit you instead of going down this like I should have, could have, would have type of energy. All right, anything else that they need to know? Again, you're for those of you that this card just came in, like there is this instant release, this liberation energy coming through, and then within like a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two into this, you're going to start noticing the grief and the missing the parts of the versions of that person that would very infrequently come in as caring and loving. And then That's where the mental loop comes in, where you could be like, well, maybe if I would have, maybe they wouldn't have. And it's like, no, my love, there's nothing that you could have done differently. This person is built that way. And until they don't face their own shadow, their own demons, their own things, they're not going to change. And that is not for you to change for them, or change that for them. Right now, your main focus has to be on your healing. Your main focus has to be on you and on making sure that you're not taking a destructive way towards healing. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. I chose card number 2. We had the seduction. Now again, this card came with a warning. You guys are in a relationship. Now I'm going to say this right from the beginning. This can either be you or your person. Okay, so someone here is playing with fire. Someone here is telling their partner, oh, you don't have to worry about them. No, you need to worry about them. I'm sorry, if it's you and you think you got something locked, you think you got something under control, you think that you're just office flirting. No, baby, be very careful, be very aware. Somebody here is going to catch feelings. There's going to be heartbreak if this is not put to a stop. There's going to be heartbreak, my love, because this is going to turn into something. This is going to bring the destruction of another connection. So, do with that information whatever you may. Some people say, well, I know my limits. Okay. I don't know. There's something here where someone is playing with fire and they're going to get burned. And it's going to bring the end of a connection, the end of a marriage, the end of a relationship, because somebody felt that they could just flirt without catching feelings. And those feelings are getting caught and they're evolving into like an actual physical relationship. And that physical relationship can be like, going on dates, going to the movies. It might not get sexual, or it might just get like PG-13 sexual, where you might just kiss somebody and then immediately regret it, or somebody's feeling torn once they kiss somebody or once they slept with somebody, whatever it is, and they're like, oh shoot, like I love both these people, okay, but you love one more than the other. If you want for the second person, then I would just say just stay with the second person, because love is not just a feeling. Love comes with respect, with honor, with integrity, and again, everybody describes loves in their own way, and I am a big believer that you can love more than one person. I love hundreds of people, right? I genuinely do. I love my kids. I love everyone. But when I am in romantic relationships, I am only in love with one person, and it's the person that I'm with. And if I ever find myself being in love with someone else, it's because that, and again, we're talking about personally for me. So when I do these readings, these are the categories or the spaces. So if this does not relate to you, if you're into open relationships, if you personally feel that you can be in love with multiple people, then this reading is not for you, right? I've had readings when that comes up, but this one is not for you. So you may have to go back a couple of months and find another love reading that talks about open relationship, okay? Well, anyways, let's get back to this. So what I'm picking up here is this energy of like somebody is putting their relationship at risk by pursuing something with someone else. And again, somebody thinks that they're in control of set feelings or set emotions when it comes to this person. You're not. You're going to go full force, and then you're going to be sitting there regretting all of the things that you've lost, or regretting the loss of this connection. So just know that it is coming with a warning. You can take it or you can leave it, my love. Alrighty. Those of you that chose card number 3, the Chaser. Now, this card came out in this exact position, I want to say 2 weeks ago. It's not the same message, because for those of you that it came out before, it was, you guys were done. You're still in this. You're still in this connection. You're still in this relationship. You're now starting to recognize the patterns, or you're starting to get fed up with the pattern. That you're the one chasing, that you're the one compromising, you're the one making plans, you're the one showing up, you're the one with the little details, you're the one with everything, and you're just done. Now, one of the things that I was hearing was planning your escape, because that's what it looks like. It's like, have you ever done like one of those escape rooms? That's kind of like what it looks like. You're trying to get certain things in order to walk away from something. You're just like, you know what, babe, I see the truth of this. I see that this person is not trying, whether it is emotionally, whether it is physically, whether it is financially. There's a lack of reciprocation here. There's a lack of giving here from this person, and you are genuinely done with this. I don't see you taking an abrupt exit. I feel that this is very well planned. And the reason why you're doing it in this way is because there is no, at least from your end, There is, once you say I'm done, once your bags are packed, or whoever's bags are packed, there is no changing your mind in regards to this. You have given way too much time, too much energy to this connection, and it is now, you're done with it. And it's almost kind of like, you know, these things where a lot of people disconnect and heal from connections while they're still in it. That is exactly what's happening. Because once you leave and you walk away from this, your healing is going to be extremely speed up, because you're going to be dealing with grieving the illusion of what you wanted this relationship to be. Because right now you are grieving and you're processing what the actual relationship is. I hope that that makes sense. And some of you are also simultaneously healing that other aspect, but I feel that once you walk away from this, you're going to realize that you stayed in this connection because of what you wanted it to be, what you have dreamt, the potential that you saw within something, and not necessarily the truth of it. And to a lot of people, once you exit, you know, this person may even say like, oh, you never really loved me. And it's like, no, my love, the thing is that I checked out a while ago. And that's perfectly fine. It gives that vibe of like the divorce came out of nowhere. And again, whether you're a man or female, it's doesn't matter. The divorce came out of nowhere. No, there was a lot of signs. There was a lot of warning. I kept asking, is what you're saying. You're saying I kept asking for help. I kept asking for connection. I kept asking for intimacy. I kept asking for, dates. I kept asking for this. I kept asking and asking and asking. And as I'm saying that, I'm getting a little frustrated. It's like, okay, Perla, calm down, Perlita, let's go. But it's like this person is really going to try to guilt trip you into saying that this came out of nowhere. You're just like, no, like, what? And to be honest with you, like, don't let this person gaslight you into thinking that this came out of nowhere. You know the truth. Spirit has revealed the truth to you. That's why you're here, because you're just like, you know what? I need this chapter to come to an end. And again, I like the way that, because again, there is here the planning of the exit, the escape. And I like it because it's more, the reason why you're still in the midst of it is because of the healing that is occurring while you're still within this connection. I hope that makes sense. Alrighty, guys, that is all I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.